Hello guys, last time we learned about digital write and how to see the values in the serial monitor. We have another part left of the Arduino and it's analog read. So analog read, it's not something like the digital that will show only 0 and 1. To understand the analog read, we can just think of a car speedometer which shows various values from like 0 to 160. The more the car speed, the more the value increases. It's not just bounded in only 0 or 1. So I hope you understand slightly. So we will see that in the practical. So how we can get the idea of analog read through the serial monitor. The components we need for the analog read, it's also an Arduino breadboard for connecting components, wires, and yeah, cable. Another thing we need is a potentiometer. Also one kind of resistor. You remember the first class we see resistor is something like this, tiny little. So what's the difference between this resistor and this? So the resistor we used in the first class, it has fixed value. So but as we can control the potentiometer, you see like in this way, we can move it around and then again move in this way. So this lets this potentiometer control different variables, that means different values for the resistors. So this is how we can control. And now I will show you how we can get different analog values on the serial monitor with the help of this potentiometer. So you will get the proper idea. So that's all. So now I will show you how to connect these things. So we have to see the components, and now let's see how to connect that. So here you can see it's a potentiometer and it has also 3 legs. So the rightmost leg will be connected to the positive, that's known as VCC. So it will connect to the 5 volt of Arduino. Here you can see, and the leftmost pin will be connected to the ground of the Arduino, and the pin at the middle, it will be connected to the analog pin of Arduino. So it can be connected any pin from A0 to A5, but remember not to connect this pin to the digital read and write, so you won't get any value in the serial monitor. So that's all the connections we have. I'm putting the potentiometer to the breadboard, and here you can see they also have 3 legs, and this one is positive, the middle one is out, same as like the IR sensor, and the final one is ground. The one difference is you will show it like connecting it to the Arduino. So let's put some wires. So this is how I connect. So the gray color one should go to the positive, that means 5 volt, and the blue one will be connected to the analog pin of the Arduino, and the red one will be connected to the GND, known as ground. So now let's take the Arduino, and this will go to the 5 volt. Here you can see, and the main difference is here we're connecting this wire to the analog pin, which you can see from A0 to A5. We can connect it anywhere, so I'm connecting to the A0, but at our last course we connect the out pin of IR sensor at pin number 2, so that's the difference. Now here see what is the work of analog pin here. And lastly, we are connecting the ground. So that's it. That's all our connection. And now cable and ready to upload the code here. So
We have our code here, analog read, and it says we initialize the analog pin to A0, and this time as it's analog, so it should be connected to the A0 to A5. And now at the void loop, you can see here we are getting the sensor value, that means the value from the potentiometer, through analog read. Last time it was digital read written here, and now it's analog read, and we just declared that analog pin A0. And one thing you notice here is serial begin, and it's written 9600. This is the frequency of to get the value at the serial monitor. So with the help of this frequency or the value, we get values from the potentiometer to our serial monitor. So now let's upload the code. So now let's go to the serial monitor and see what it shows. So you see it's now showing 0, but the fun part will be when I am moving the potentiometer, you will see some changes on the serial monitor. So you see now it's rise up to 1023, but at the digital read it was just 0 and 1. But now the more I move the potentiometer, the more the value increases, and if I move to the opposite direction, it turned again to 0. So it's like working like a variable, so it can be any value from 0 to 1034. So not bounded in 0 and 1. So that's the difference between the digital and the analog. So the digital was showing only 0 and 1, which have only 2 state, but in the analog there's nothing known as 2 state. It can show any state from 0 to 1034. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed both the digital read and analog read system, and you can work practical with the things. So that's all.